This is a simplified version of your true dual port RAM, and this is simple because you don't have the necessity to read new data. You are happy reading old data. So the ports remain the same. So you have two queues, two data ends, two address buses, and two write enable controls, with one clock governing both the ports, right? So at the clock edge in port A, at the clock edge we check for write enable and assign this data into the memory, and at the same time your output is fetched from a particular address. So the same address is used and you fetch data from this address and get Q out. So you normally would either like to write or read. If you do both at the same time, you're getting into read while write operation. So you're going to read old data because you're using non-blocking statements. So that's most likely not what you would do with this memory. So you would either write or read. But nevertheless, this option exists and you can use it if you're okay with reading old data. It's the same thing with port B. Port B behaves the same way as port A, just that you have another port. Right. So if your write enable is 1 in both the cases, then you would have, say, option of 2 writes and optional 2 read, or 2 writes and optional 1 read, or 2 writes and 0 reads. So these are the options you have. This is both, and if we have write enable equal to 1 in one of those blocks, then you would have the option of 1 write and 2 reads, or 1 write and 1 read, 1 write and 0 read. So it's the same thing. And if your write enable is 0 in both cases, then you have option of 0 writes and 2 reads, 0 write and 1 read, and 0 write and 0 reads. So as explained earlier, your read option is optional. The processor could simply ignore it. So this true dual port RAM is what is often used when you want 2 ports and simultaneous reading and writing possible at 2 ports.